there, YouTube. This is DJ RuDe, and I'm doing a review on the 19 MXR made by American Audio. It's a relatively new product from American Audio. It's one of three. There's the 10 MXR, there's the 14 MXR, and right here you see the 19 MXR. And the reason that I chose this one is because not only can I use it to, DJ sets and things like that at small events and, bars and for doing karaoke, that's the main reason. And this was one of the main reasons why I picked it, for this very reason right here. It's got built-in microphone effects. If you do karaoke, your customers come up to you and they ask you if you have reverbs. Can you set it at any certain level, whatever, fast or none, all the way up to super reverb. Anyway, I usually, for my singing, I like to keep it about right here. It depends. It just depends on the song, I guess. But anyway, like I said, I've had this, it's relatively new, and I've had it since its release back in November, and it's taken me a couple of months to do. Let's turn the reverbs down, I'm not singing. Anyway, it's taken me a couple of months to get the video together because I really wanted to use it in an environment, in multiple different environments. I've used it in birthday parties, I've used it inside the bar for karaoke, I've done private parties and a corporate event and a Christmas party with it. So, and it's great. I really like it because it combines so many different things into one. Before, I was using a separate effects mixer, microphone mixer with effects built in. And then if I wanted to, DJ a set in between, which I usually do, I was using, a controller. So I'm using the 4.1, the VMS 4.1. But with the 19 MXR, you don't have to bring all that extra stuff. You can control virtual DJ with the mixer itself. And that's the really cool part. It's not just a mixer, but it's also a MIDI controller. It has so many different features that I couldn't possibly list them all and make this video interesting for you to sit through. So what I'm pretty much going to do is I'm going to bring the microphone, or I'm sorry, the camera over a little bit closer, and I'm going to show you up close and personal the 19 MXR from American Audio. Okay, here we are in front of the American Audio 19 MXR. And you're taking a look at the whole entire unit. As you can see, it's a 19-inch rack-mounted mixer. But it's not just a mixer. That's the purpose of American Audio's venture here, is to make a mixer that's all-in-one. It's got effects, it's got microphone inputs, and it has a mixer, 4 channels that is, and it's fully MIDI compatible. Every single button and dial on here is MIDI compatible or can be programmed. And right now it's set up with Virtual DJ LE. Now I use the Pro version, but for the purpose of this video, we're gonna use the LE version, which is just fine. Especially if you're just doing a small gig, or you're not, obviously you're not gonna DJ in a well-known high-end club with this. That's not what this was made for. This is made for budget-minded DJs who want to get into doing karaoke, or just, want to be able to have a 4-channel mixer that also acts as a MIDI controller, sparing the need for CDJs and extra equipment. But also, on the other hand, it's not just for budget-minded people. It's for people who just want to bring a small footprint with them to a gig. Now, you could bring just a small speakers, PA system, and bring this unit, and pretty much that would be all you would need, other than maybe some headphones and your microphones. And of course your laptop, because you can mix a full set with this. Now there's no, obviously you don't see jog wheels on here, so you can't beat match, spinning them like you would turntables or CDJs. But there's the dreaded sync button. Actually, what I do is I use the mouse that I have down here, and I'll line up where I want the beat to be, and then I'll hit the Q button, which is here. And as you can see, there's, deck B's over here. It's got your the dreaded sync button. Oh my God, throw this thing away, right? So much debate over that. Anyway, it's stupid. I use the sync button here and there. I know how to beat match, but I have a lot of other things going on, and I don't need to, unless I'm working in a club, I don't care if I use a sync button or not. So anyway, that's another story. There's your cue button, and here is your play pause. Up here is your hot cues. It's also pitch blend and reset. All 4 channels are 3-band equalizers, as you can see there. MIDI lug 1, 2, 3, and 4. It has mid-range treble and bass all the way up and down. Of course, each one has its own control here. It's level control. Each channel is usable for analog or USB, so each one of these is a full MIDI. If you were using it with Virtual DJ Pro, you could have 2 or 4 turntables up here. You know, deck A, B, C, and D, and they can be controlled all the way across. Okay, over here is your microphone inputs, or your controls for your microphones, 1, 2, and MIDI log 4 can be used for a microphone as well. So it has 3 microphone inputs. Now, as you can see back here, let's see if I can lift this up without knocking everything over. Here's your power. Let's zoom in on it here a little better. Obviously, this is your power cable. It comes with that. It's also supplied with a USB cable that goes to your computer. And then you have XLR balanced right and left, which is a really nice feature. Not a lot of these kind of mixers come with XLR. And also it's got RCA, which is what we're using here, because I just have this thing connected to a small shelf system right now. And of course, here's your inputs for turntables or CDJs if you decide to use this as an analog mixer, because like I said, this is digital or analog or both, however you want to use it. Okay, and then of course here, right here, is your ground for your turntables and your switches to switch back from line and phono. Now here's the thing. Here's your 3 microphone inputs. One is XLR, or it's Neutrik or Neutrik. I don't know, some of you guys say it differently. Meaning that you could connect 1/4 inch or XLR to it. The other 2 are straight 1/4 inch. And I was kind of hoping that at least 2 of them could be Neutrik or XLR, but you know, I had to get an adapter, which I don't even need. This right here is an impedance. It's an impedance matching transformer, but it still works. I mean, because I don't have an adapter, but I do have one XLR to, or 1/4 inch to XLR plug here. Almost all of my microphones are, you know, with my other mixers, I strictly use XLR. But anyway, but it's still nice that you have 3 inputs for microphones, especially if you're running karaoke. You're definitely going to want to have that. 3 microphone inputs is sufficient. Over here is your, let's see if we can zoom in, crossfader assign. So right now I'm using 2 and 3 as my MIDI controller for Virtual DJ up here. There's deck A over here and deck B. And what you do is you set your crossfader assigned to 2 and 3. Or if you wanted to use 1 and 4, you just move them around as such. It's got crossfader curve. And then over here is deck A's hot cues, pitch blend, reset, and of course your sync, cue, and pause play. Okay. The cool thing that I like about this that I mentioned earlier is that the microphones, or at least 1 and 2, have reverb effects. And you just control the pot to increase or decrease the delay, or the intensity of it. This is a really nice feature. Like I said earlier, it eliminates the need for a separate effects unit. Unless you're really, really picky about your sound, this is good enough for most people. Some venues that I've done before, you know, I've got some really, really super picky singers, and they want to have different types of reverbs, delays, and effects. So that's when you might want to bring your other unit. But for what this is, and for just running standard karaoke, this is all you need. Okay, so it also comes with, or of course it's going to come with the software. It's got your ASIO drivers for Mac, or I'm sorry, for PC. It's got drivers for Mac and PC, but ASIO obviously is for PC. Virtual DJ LE, and comes with its own key product key, so don't lose that. But inside the virtual DJ LE, it's got the drivers or the firmware and all that. And plus it has a special software thingamajig. I'm not sure how to word it, but it allows for you to install firmware updates as they're released. So anyway, so there's your software, and all the information you need is going to be found right here in the manual. And it's pretty detail oriented, so you'll be able to go through it and figure out anything that you have. I plugged it in right away and used it. I didn't have a single problem with it. And that's just usually the way it is. It's not like, you know, I have any special skills. It's plug and play, buddy. You know, you install the software first, plug the unit in when you do your firmware, make sure it's on, and away you go. It's a great unit. I'm happy with it. I used it on 4 or 5 gigs, and it did everything I wanted it to do. So now if you know, at a venue where you really need to do some high-end beat matching and tricks, then you're going to need to bring your turntables, your CDJs, or your regular controller that does have platters on it. Other than that, you can get away with it by using this. I like to play sets of music, 15 to 20 minutes in between, you know, karaoke sets, and I've done just fine with it. Now here's a little bit of an example. You can do a few different things with it, but you can beat match right in. And there you go. I just did that. Now I'll just come over here and backspin the VT Flaming June right out. And there you go. You're into your next track already. So it's pretty simple to use. It takes a little bit of time to figure out. But once you got it, you got it. That's it. And of course, just like with any version of Virtual DJ LE, you're going to have all your effects and samples that it comes with. The flanger. And then you have your pops for delay and volume of each effect. You got filters and so on and so forth. And the cool thing that I almost forgot to mention here before the end of the video here is that you've got filter effects right on the board. So you access them by turn it all the way down, push it, which is definitely a nice feature if you want to play around. Especially if you're, you know, using CDJs and turntables with it, you can play around with it and add to the sound and just do some really fun stuff. And of course, here's your headphone cue for free listening, all 4 decks. And then you also have controls here. Let me go ahead and fade out the music. Okay. Over here, you can control your, or you can search through your music library, and you click on it to choose a song, or you can use the load A or B for deck A and B, and you can also scan through by using these buttons here. So it has really a lot of features for being, you know, the price that it is. Like I said, I really wanted to use it a while before I made a video on it. I wanted to be sure that it was everything that I thought it was, and it is. This is definitely a great product from American Audio. It definitely an improvement over the first VMS4 that had problems with the microphone and a few other things. And they improved that with the VMS 4.1, which I also use. I was having to use several different units just to do the same thing that this does if I'm doing karaoke and a dance party at the same time. So look through the manual, figure out how to use it. You're going to really enjoy it. So thanks for watching my review of the American Audio 19 MXR microphone mixer, analog digital mixer, and MIDI controller all in one. One heck of a unit. I used it and I love it. So go check it out at your local retailer. I'm DJ RuDe. RuDe, peace. Keep spinning.